Good morning, guys, and welcome to the Collins Family Urban Homestead. I'm Larry Collins. This is going to be a weekend update, a little bit of garden tour, maybe not a whole lot, but we've got new additions to the homestead. I'll show you that video here in a little bit about what we got over there. So let me roll that video right now. So hey guys, we're getting ready to bring on some new additions to the homestead. Let me turn you around and show you what we've got coming onto the homestead. Great new addition. So let me show you what we've got. Turn it sideways. So let me show you the ladies that are in here. One is actually like posing for a picture or something.
Hopefully the guys won't jump out while we're doing this. Oh, Larry.
Well, that was real fun. We had a couple of the white ones, three of the white ones actually fly out while we were putting the red ones in. So yeah, that was kind of fun. But you see they're all in there. They're kind of getting to know each other right now. They've got themselves separated. They're segregated right now by themselves. We'll give them a little bit of time to come back together, and then we're still gonna have another move when we combine the two flocks. So this should be fun this weekend.
Oh, and I got a boo-boo. One attacked me. It didn't attack.
Chicken claws, they can be dangerous. We'll see you in the next video clip. So let's go ahead and go take a look and see how well these chickens have adjusted walking on out here. But in the meantime, let me come over here and take a look. Show you the new chicks and see how well they're doing. Kind of move this off of here. So let me turn you around. Now there's the new chicks, or not new chicks. These are the ones that I've raised for a little while. We got 5 of them there, and they're doing great. So let's go over here and go take a look at the new guys and see how well they're doing. I think they're doing pretty good. Everybody's adjusting. I've got a lot of stuff to get done today, so let's take a quick morning look at them, see how well everybody's adjusted overnight. Let me turn you around here. Okay, so there's the new girls, the red ones in red. And here's the old flock. They're all kind of developing into a new flock here. Although the roosters are definitely need to get a freezer count. They are more than ready to go. So we'll let these figure out what they're going to do, and we'll kind of go from there. So you can kind of see the garden behind me. I've got a lot of work to do there still. Yeah, it's got, those beans need to come out. Those tomatoes need to get seriously pruned, tied up a bit, and see what we can do there. But my priorities today is the yard needs to get mowed and weed eated and stuff, and that's probably going to take, this is Saturday morning. At this point, that's probably going to take the better part of the morning today. And then next on the project would be to process those roosters. I want to get the flock, I want to keep my main rooster, Big Boy, and all of these hens, I want to get them all in the coop. I've got the 2 coops that need to get cleaned out today, so trying to get that while it's still cool and not high humidity, blistering hot out here. That's the 2 primary tasks for today. So I don't know if anything will get done with the garden. maybe tomorrow morning. I'll try to put as much of it on video as I can. I'm not going to bother you with the basic yard work and stuff like that, but if I do anything on the garden and do anything with the birds, we'll go from there. But that's down and quick as of right now, and we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, good morning. It is Sunday morning. You just saw me clear out this bed here. I think one of the issues with the beans, I suspect I had some bad straw right here. This camera's backwards. I'm like where I think I'm pointing, I'm not pointing. So this straw that was right here that you just saw me pull out, I think that, my suspect anyway, is that that's the issue. I don't know for sure, but I'm taking that out. I'm going to compost it just to kind of make sure. This bed will end up coming back with some carrots and beets. I still got to get those guys started. So that was project number one. Anybody got an idea on how to get bean vines off of Horvenota, whatever the, I'll spell it down below of what that netting is called, how to best get that off of there. It becomes a royal challenge to try to remove it from all of that fun stuff once it's all dried on there. I had the same issue last year. I think I just kind of let it sit for a while. So next, I gotta go start pruning the tomatoes and cutting back a whole bunch of that dead material as well. So let's go get some work done. Well, I'm going to take you guys off this time lapse for right now and go ahead and kind of work on this, see what I can do about getting some of this done. I'll bring you back a little bit later, kind of show you the finished product, but at this point I'm starting to wonder just how many tomato plants I'm going to have left, or if I'm going to end up ripping this entire bed out. So I'm still kind of working on that, so we'll see you a little bit later. Well, as you can see, the tomatoes are done. I went ahead and as I was going through there, it's like trying to get all the dead branches out along with the good ones and stuff. They were all intermingled. Yeah, it just wasn't worth trying to keep them. So I was like, just made the decision, go ahead and yank them all out. We'll get these beds ready for a good fall garden. I'll probably do my onions and garlic in this bed going forward. So yeah, I ended up getting an average of, well, I got 43.5 pounds for the entire season. That's, I believe that's right. 43.5 is what I harvested for the entire season. My wife's put just about 20 in the freezer. She's gonna be canning here in a bit. So comes out to less than 2.5 pounds per plant. I had 18 plants in there. So production wise, it was not anywhere near what I expect. I expect an average of at least 10 pounds per plant to be a good harvest, and this was nowhere near that. So but a couple of lessons learned, and I think most of this was on me. I think the soil was good, but I think I made a couple of mistakes. I planted it too densely. And I ran my rows the wrong direction. I should have ran them lengthwise instead of crosswise. I don't think that allowed near enough stuff to go in there and take care of it. That was one thing. Two, the trellising was nowhere near as tall as it needed to be, because a lot of it, especially on this fence side where it got more shade, it's like they had gone over the top and were leaning over 2 or 3 other trellises. So it was not long enough, and the trellising really wasn't strong enough to hold them. I mean, it held, but not. That's why I prefer the cattle panels trellising kind of stuff. It works a whole lot better. I'm trying to keep the sun somewhat out of the photo here, and so I think that's a couple of the lessons there. Next time I will do 2 rows the lengthwise of the bed, and I'll definitely give myself a solid 10-foot worth of trellising if I do the Amish space again. Now, I'm not displeased with the Amish space. I got a couple of them that were 12 ounces, so there were a couple of good sized ones in there. And I think the other mistake, or not a mistake, was maybe just from this year, I ended up planting these a whole lot later in the year. Typically it's like right after Easter, right around Easter time. This year was like a couple of weeks after Easter, because we had a cool spell come in. It was a late cool spell. I had a couple other things going on. I'll have to go back and take a look at a couple other videos just to kind of verify that. But yeah, so there was 2 or 3 other things that are going on. So my tomatoes are done for the year. I got a couple of little anomalies. I still got the one that's in the squash bed. It's actually doing pretty good. It's competing with the squash and kind of coming out. So we'll see what we can do with that. And then the cherry tomato. Matter of fact, I'll take you over there here in a minute and kind of show you that one. It's actually doing. It hasn't produced anything yet. That may be just because it's been too hot, but for not being left alone, it's as healthy as it can be. So we'll see what happens with that one as well. So, but on these 2 beds, we'll go ahead and get them cleaned up and probably work on next week. I'm going to let the tomatoes the plants all kind of dry out and stuff like that. Let the birds go through them a few times, and we'll dispose of them one way or another. I think I'll probably see if I can't do some kind of a burn pile or something like that and get them taken care of, simply because I don't want the viruses or whatever that's affecting those tomatoes coming back into the compost. Because you figure, I got behind the 8 ball on this. When I went on my business trip in July, I came back and there was a lot of they were already dead all the way up to the top, and gave it a little bit more time, and they just never recovered after that. And they had gotten so thick that I couldn't get in there and harvest. I think that's the other thing with doing the 2 rows lengthwise, is it gives you a little bit more room to get in there and prune as needed. When you go 3 wide, trying to get in and reach into the other one, especially when they're taller and over your head, that makes that creates a challenge for the gardener to get in there and kind of do stuff. So lessons learned there. We'll adjust that next year. Heck, next year I'm halfway thinking about just doing determinants, doing them earlier in the year and getting it over and done with. So we'll see. I'll make that decision next year. So let me go show you the cherry tomatoes, and then we'll end this video. Yeah, so that's all one tomato plant. It's a cherry tomato, and I don't see anything on it looking like blight or you know, dying or anything like that. It's looking good, so I'm just going to kind of leave it there. It gets watered probably even more so the others, because the compost bin that's right next to it, I take the duck water and I end up dumping it on the compost bin, and so it gets fed from that and the compost, and so it's probably being fed even more. Note for next year, maybe I have to think about that also. Maybe do a little bit more fertilization of the plants. So anyway, go ahead and wrap this up. Hope you like this stuff. Thank you for being on this journey with us. We'll take you along as we go into the fall and stuff. If you like it, go ahead and hit subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Follow us along on this journey. Let me know how you like it. See anything you'd like for us to for me to go ahead and film on here, put a comment below. I'd appreciate it. We'll see what we can do. And so God bless. We'll see you on the next video.